Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for June 20th. June 20th, 2022, also being timeless. Wherever you're catching in time, it may or may not be relevant, or at least entertaining, or at least you can't turn your head away. I'm not sure, but if you found your way here, let's hang out for a minute. I pulled some cards. Let's talk about things. This actually might be relevant to something going on in your life, or maybe it's just, I'm not sure, but it's general collective. Don't force this to fit your life. This is already talking about a challenge. What the heck is with the Irish curls? Seriously? Ugh, sorry that you have to see that. I know, I want to ignore it, but then I see a loop out of the side, so what gives? Anyway, this is a really big internal challenge that you're dealing with, but it's not what you think. So, all right, if you have questions about booking a private reading, look to the description. I promise you I'm not directly messaging you. Those are probably scammers. Mess with them and then send the actual me the screenshots. Let's do this reading. Come on. We're kicking off with this huge issue with guilt, worry, fear. There is something that you've been struggling with internally for quite some time, and it's been your own personal brand of hell. And I'm really sorry to say that. It looks like this ending in your life is swift. It's not in your control. And it's not something that was ever really in your control, but it's something that's been an internal worry for quite some time. Wait a sec. Okay, so the pattern on this blanket, we have flowers blossoming. We also, in the blue patches, have little dots of astrological signs. So this is going for whatever sign you are. I don't know. Look at your chart. There's a long, extended cycle in your life of pain that is coming to an end. And I know that this is collective because I've even read this in private reads. I've read this in group reads recently. This is absolutely collective, but there's different subject matters anyway, so we're gonna go with something, well, whatever I have in front of me right here. It looks like you don't have that much support. This foundation that you're on is rather thin, and it's like the sensitivity to every toxic person and situation in your life has been something that you have only had to rest your head on. Look at that. That you don't even want to rest your head. You can't connect to anybody about this. It feels very lonely for you. And it feels like part of you wants to run away. Part of you wants to hide your face in your hands, much like this person here is doing. Everything that seems to be out of your control right now is because it's divinely orchestrated. Yes, this is very swiftly coming to an end. However, I want you to know that you are covered. You are protected. You are even warned. It's the divine hand in it, but I also feel like there's something that you haven't been doing for yourself that is really coming up for you right now. I want to put this card down right now. We're gonna hold off. I want to go through these one by one. Major feelings of failure, like you couldn't lead, you couldn't take the lead role in this, and lots of points of inaction, and it feels like you feel that you've let a lot of people down here, and I don't think that you've let yourself off the hook for not being able to fulfill some sort of plan or promise, and that sucks, but it's not that you had to fulfill it. It's closing off this chapter of your life has been really dragged out, and now it's necessary for, Spirit to kind of usher things along, which is going to mean that this is going to be an uncomfortable road for you, but the end almost justifies the means of how this happens. And I am not condoning any sort of illegal or dangerous behavior. I'm not saying any of that for any of this. You've had an extended period of time to fulfill something that should have been done a while ago, and immediately, can you tell that I'm just your car's extended warranty? That's immediately where my stupid head went on that. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. There's a lot of stress and heartache around this, something that you're not ready to heal from, something that you constantly berate yourself. It is shame that you are caring about this. It's something that you don't want to find the actual result in. So it's important for you to keep yourself out of the loop of what it is that you need to do. It's like, I can't think about this, I can't do this, I can't make any decisions about this. You're trying to maintain that. Spirit's not letting this happen. It's like when push comes to shove, and now it's like you are livid, internally livid, or you're grabbing at straws here, trying to grasp, you know, what needs to be done next, what you, there's huge defensive-ness around this too. So it feels like a lot is being called out and nobody wants to take ownership of this. This may be you, this could be somebody that you're dealing with, but I think that this actually might be you and something that you don't want to take ownership for about yourself. I'm not giving you crap about it. We all have this at some point in our life, and you want to know what? Who would I be to judge you for that? So don't think that this is anyone calling you the biggest letdown ever. No. You're going to have to deal with your anger and your pain of this in a more constructive manner. You lashing out, you losing your cool on everything is not going to be productive. Oh, crap. I need a new charger. This is starting to fray. Why am I not doing this? Anyway, back to your reading. I just noticed that it was in the incense ashes, and I really do need to take care of that. But hey, here we are. So there's just something that you can't hide from yourself anymore. There's something that needs to come to a conclusion in your life. And you have to have some of an idea where I'm going with this right now. Actually, crap, no. We're gonna hit one of the oldies on this. So, the law of cause and effect. Please hang out and listen to me on this. All right. So the law of cause and effect is saying that whatever energy you put into the world is the energy that is coming back to you. Don't let that scare you. I know that this is a karmic effect, but don't let this scare you. So this universal law states that nothing happens by chance or outside the universal laws. Every action has a reaction or consequence, and we reap what we have sown. Have you ever noticed that days seem to be so messed up? Everything seems to be going wrong. You stub your toe, you hit your head, you're late for an appointment. You say to yourself, this is the worst day possible. This is the law working. All right. So with this law, you have total control over the effects that come into your life. Our thought bring about our actions, and these actions bring about the effects we see in our life. I'm not saying that a mind full of loving thoughts will mean that your life will be only of love, but you will find that life does get a lot smoother when you focus on the positive. So, I find that instead of finding a reason why something is going wrong in your life, it is more effective to find the goodness within your life, and you'll be 1,000 times happier. If you are open to what you're putting into the universe, you will find that you do put a much better energy out, bringing in effects that are more filled with joy. Some of these steps can take, some are steps you can take when your day seems to be out of alignment. So 1, stop and get neutral, get in the present moment and take notice of what's going on. 2, don't judge anything about it. Just begin to notice it, observe it. 3, ask yourself, what have I done to start this process? 4, ask what you can do to accept what's going on and begin to direct it into a better energy. 5, think what parts of your life are going well and place all of that energy into that place all of your energy into that energy. Focus on this energy. 6, find a place where you were the cause and change it to that effect changes. And then now that you found the cause and effect, celebrate your life and your effect in the world. So that's kind of what it's leading to. It's your point of awareness of where you are, where this came from, how this started, what you can do with the circumstances in your moment, and how you can navigate this in a more productive manner. So look at your life where things have gone wrong or places are not going the way that you want them to. Then look further back to what thought or decision was the cause of that now effect that you are living now. After examining your life, what choices can you make today to start and change the effects to come? Everything that has happened does have the ability to change and mold the future. And every act of self-awareness is not only your responsibility, it's your advantage. So I see this as grabbing hold of the reins, understanding that what was going on in your life is absolutely divine providence to redirect you into something that is going to give you a sense of more control. Everything is led up to a point of procrastination, which you dragged your feet, Spirit threw itself in and said, listen, get your crap together. And now Spirit is saying, okay, what led to that show? Now, what can you do now moving forward to change this for yourself, by yourself, to yourself? It's not to punish you. It's to correct the mistakes, to correct the karma, to correct what has been done. So, my dear, we have this. This is positive action moving forward. It's a fresh new start. The Ace of Wands is clarity coming out of the confusion with all new bits of information. And this is going to be opening the heart center. So I really want you to focus on the heart center and making choices that stem from the heart, not from the pain or the anxiety. So harmony, trust, lovingness, gentle with self and others, your ability to give and to receive. And sometimes you're going to have to receive without giving, which I think that you're kind of used to this idea that life is a business transaction. That's not going to be something that you can follow through on. Okay, there also is you learning how to cope with loss. Isn't that a kicker? What have you had to let go of, lose, and mourn? That's really difficult now, isn't it? This is don't fight or don't fight, don't challenge, don't engage in the negativity of this aspect. This is you standing in your power, holding firm, taking stock of what you do have control over and changing the direction of what has been unfolding as the outcome. This isn't telling you to do anything dangerous or irrational. It's actually telling you to find a grounding, center, peace. And there is something that you need to surrender to. So I kind of want to pull cards from Wisdom of the Oracle about it. There's been messages that have been incoming for you. Spirit is being blatant and in your face. Okay. Wow. You're getting a second chance at a new life. There's a second chance at a new life coming into play. No, I don't think that you're starting everything over. I don't think that at all. But whatever has been falling away in your life, it's necessary that it does fall away, because there is a new start that's coming in, a new lease out on whatever this theme of this loss is. But it has to kind of start with you. And you have to see that not everything is lost. Your life is not lost. This chapter is done. The cycle is done. The astrological cycle of whatever this pain has been is gone. And now through all of that experience, you can actually start to not only gauge the theme, but also the patterns that led to it. And noticing those patterns, you can actually manipulate it in your favor. I'm not telling you manipulate people, places, or things. You can manipulate your reaction to it and change the direction. That's going to be very important. It's time for you to walk away from this theme, this life situation, so that the more can come in. So you are going to be in solitude for a little bit. And we have the loyal hearts. It's about seeing who is leaving the situation in your life, and who is showing up for not only just for you, but what is showing up as a reoccurrence in your life. So I'm actually going to get the book. Oh my God. So, body care. Either mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, you're going to be going through a detox, which means that there is going to be a desire of relapse. Don't do it. I don't care if that relapse involves you wanting to call somebody, wanting to see somebody, wanting to go to a coping tool, i.e. substance, a liquid, or whatever. Don't do it. It's time for you to detox whatever this coping behavior is, or this codependent behavior is. So I actually want to read The Orphan to you. It's upright. You need to hear this. And again, this is general collective. Don't force this to fit your life. But I was actually being pulled to read from the book about this. I know it sounds stupid. I can't really prove it, but I am. So we were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island or woman. And it's important to recognize when being part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way that you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like-minded and spirit. It's okay to let go of the pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. So, the relationship aspect of this is as you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing you with what you feel that you deserve. Perhaps you're drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you're in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs, so you feel left out, unable to get to that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart that Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the right direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. And then this card reminds you that you can't be all things to all people. I feel like that's something that I think we all on some level can resonate. And if you're watching this, chances are, yeah, you can't be everything to everybody. Okay. You are not going to be popular with everyone, and that has to be okay with you. Be clear about your mission, your brand, your work persona, and your contribution to the world, as these must be based on what you authentically have to offer, not something that you think will sell or you perceive they may want. You will attract abundance by being completely yourself. Stay in your own lane. This is where you will shine and where you will experience prosperity. Authenticity is the key to your personal success in this new chapter. Where you fit in isn't always where you belong, and the cards are actually proving that very much. You can't sacrifice yourself anymore. You need to detox from whatever it is that you don't belong to anymore. And a lot of this is going to be relationship oriented. So this could be family, friends, lovers, colleagues, whatever the case. But there's either a person or a group that you are moving on from right now. And you have to be okay with understanding that your authenticity is not compatible to that, and especially right now. So, my dear, I do see union and celebration coming in. Does union mean romantic? Not always. So let's keep this plain and basic on that. There's an offer that is coming in, and I think that this offer might be coming from both ends, actually, now that I'm talking about it. I think that what you find is going to welcome you as you extend yourself to it. This is going to be cause for celebration. You're going to have a sense of wholeness and of peace. And I like that this is happening in like a person or group setting. But as a life coach, I kind of need to remind you, this has to start with you. You have got to start accepting yourself for who you are, what you are, where you're going with things, and understanding and accepting you are unconditionally allows for the real changes to take place, because you're not fighting with them anymore. You're actually taking control of them and you're maneuvering them. So yeah, I think that's it. Authenticity is going to shine through, and you're going to have a sense of belonging that is coming in. But the pain that you're enduring right now is necessary, because you've been dragging this out long enough. Spirit's not letting it happen anymore. You have a greater purpose elsewhere, and Spirit's going to show you that, even if you don't see it right now. So if you have questions about booking a private reading based off of this reading, or for any other reason, I do all sorts of readings, definitely reach out to me. There's a clip in the beginning and at the end of the ways of contact. You can also find it in the description, or you can find there's an email address. But anyway, reach out. I promise you, if I initiate the conversation, it's probably a spam account. So mess with them and then send the actual me the screenshots, and I will post the crap out of them. I'm really glad that you stopped by today. I hope that this reading had some meaning for you, and until next time, stay safe. Oh wait, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, even if you don't want a reading, ask about my other services. Ask about pricing, sales, discounts, availability, and time zones. Okay, so now that I got that out, until next time, stay safe, have fun, know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. So there's a new idea or project that you've been thinking about recently that you were deciding to probably bring underway finally. This is a great idea, and I do see that this is going to be something that has been coming about for you for quite some time. Whole new beginning. I see that this is not only going to be popular by word of mouth, this is also going to bring in a lot of creative spark and action from you, a lot of personal breakthroughs. I see that this is not only good for you soulfully, I see that this is good for you financially, kind of getting your spark and zest back. It's only going to escalate for you, and I think that this is really go-getter energy, tons of masculine energy around this. Why is this so... See? I have to get rid of these books. Anyway, hi. Okay, so this is actually going to give you a sense of confidence and a sense of purpose. And I see that this is going to be something that really morphs really fast, and it's coming out of almost nowhere. You definitely found your stride, and you are hitting it with all of your tools, your ability. Everything is in synchronicity with this huge new beginning, blossoming, and it's only going to get bigger, and it's only going to get even more passion-filled and obsessive for you. So while I think this is great, be careful, because this is coming out of absolutely nowhere. You have the initial spark, but then I feel like you kind of can't stop, because this just brings you so much energy, so much life. And I think that this is also bringing in some sort of cathartic healing that might be taking you out of unworthiness and lack mentality. So all around, very cool. Can't wait to see what this does for you. And yeah, I hope this makes sense. All right, this is from Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza. Soon it's game time, and you find yourself sitting at dinner face to face with good old mom, instead of knee-jerking when her typical behavior manifests. You stay conscious and remember what you've learned and decide to try it out. So this is putting action into thought. Awesome. Rather than judging, attacking, or feeling animosity towards her, you do something completely different for you. Like the books encourage, you stay in the present moment. Open your heart and really listen to what she's saying. You no longer hold her to her past. Lo and behold, you modify your behavior and restrain your impulsive emotional reaction, thereby creating a new experience with your mother-in-law. But I think this is just like mother figure or nurturing figure. So that activates the limbic brain to cook up a new blend of chemicals, which generates a new motion. And all of a sudden, you start to feel truly compassion for her. You start to see her for who she is. You even see the aspects of yourself in her. Your muscles relax and you feel your heart opening. And you breathe deeply and freely. You've had such great feeling that day that it lingers. Now you're inspired and open-minded, and you find that you truly love your mother-in-law or mother or nurturer. All right. As you couple your new internal feeling of goodwill and love with this person in your internal reality or external reality, you connect compassion with your nurturer. I'm just going to replace it with that. You form a new associative memory. And once you begin to feel that emotion of compassion, in a sense, you chemically instruct your body what your mind knew. And in that activation, you modify some of your genes. And now you've gone from thinking to doing. Your behavior matches your conscious intentions. Your actions are equal to your thoughts, and your mind and body are aligned and working together. You did exactly what those people did in those books. So by intellectually learning compassion with your brain and mind, then demonstrating the ideal in your environment through experience, you embody this elevated feeling. You just conditioned your body to a new mind of compassion. Your mind and body were working together. You embodied compassion, and in a sense, the word became flesh. So what this is talking about is reconditioning yourself to strife with others and seeing yourself in others, because relationships, I do know that they do mirror each other even at their imbalances. So this is seeing yourself in another person when they're dealing with judgment and hardship, even if that's towards you. It literally has nothing to do with you. This is about themselves, and also how you can project that energy into them and see that inside of themselves. Does that make sense? Or do I just sound like I'm just talking in circles? Honestly, it's totally possible. However, I want you to know that seeing yourself in that and seeing even who they truly are without their title, this can actually change not only the connection, this can change your response, this can change your environment, this can actually change what you are, because you've broken out of this paradigm that you believe about yourself, that you always have to react a certain way. It's really quite interesting. This is about you and learning how to think beyond yourself. Well, it's called breaking the habit of being yourself, so that kind of fits, right? I hope that you enjoy this. I love this book, obsessed with this book. Something hasn't been working out, and it has been growing, it has been showing any sign of you should having to maintain this. So there's a lot of dependency that you've put onto this project or this person in your life. You've got to see it for the failure that it is. You've got to let this go. And I gotta tell you, first off, yes, you will be relieved, but it's also going to absolutely fall away and fail. It is going to fail. It needs to fail, because you trying to do everything that you were doing for this burnt you out entirely. You were the only thing trying to keep this going. It wasn't your job to keep it like this. It wasn't up for you to keep doing this. And I see a lot of feminine energy around this. So the sense of failure is really hitting you in the self-worth. Oh, I wasn't good enough for this anyways. Oh, I'm not good enough. I let this fail. You really didn't. Some things are not meant to work out for you, and you have been stubborn enough to keep this going for this long. Spirit had to intervene, otherwise you would have hit a dead end. In fact, you were hitting a dead end, and Spirit wasn't about to let this happen. This failure, I know that it hurts you. I know that it upsets you, but it's not a failure. It's your blessing in disguise. This is the ending to a lot of pain in your personal experience, in your waking life. There's been a lot that's been connected to this, and I don't think that you know how deep-seated this was in your psyche about this thing. So this, you're going to start to see the light. I think that once you give up on this and just let it fail, I think that you're actually going to be able to sleep. I think that your body's going to be aching because you've been so tense. Get a case of the efforts with this. You'll find good reason and why you should have let it go. Spirit is showing you time and time again that this is a real cold, hard reality about this. It's not going to get better, and that sucks. It hurts. Anybody who's been through heartache or great sense of failure knows what this feels like. You have the ability to get through this. You really do. I know that it's going to be jarring to initially drop it, but the almost immediate reaction after is almost like a natural high, because this has been something that's been holding you down and you were in way over your head. Your worth is more valuable than what this was giving you. And you will be at a pause to recover from this for a little while, but that is also necessary. Spirit likes to call it the cocoon. You'll be better afterwards. There's not much waking support in your day-to-day life, and I got that. This support is mainly coming through source spirit, and it's coming through signs and symbols. I feel like naturally, I think I made up that word right now. You're probably not seeing anything out in nature, fine. But I think that you're finally starting to get signs and symbols of support through dream state. So I actually really urge you right now to keep some form of ability to document your dreams when you wake up. Now, I know that not everybody remembers their dreams. They wake up just kind of feeling like in a funk. Got it. This is going to be something where you're going to be seeing a lot of familiar faces in your dreams. Maybe you're going to be seeing loved ones who have crossed over, or you're going to be seeing a familiar stranger. I want you to know that that is a guardian angel for you. And since you're as stubborn as you are, they're going to be very clear and direct with visuals in your dream. You might even have the telepathic insight from them. But I want you to know that that is the support, and it's going to give you some really true direction. For instance, like last week, my dad died 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. Haven't had a dream of him in years. Had a dream about front teeth breaking, and I was really freaked out that I was going to have to, pay for them. And I see my dad, and he tells me that I'm still on his insurance and that I'm going to go get them fixed. Awesome. A lot more happened in it, but that was like a gist of it. But I want you to know, Spirit's going to be kind of direct like that. So I really want you to write it down, and then I want you to either talk to somebody who knows about dreams, or you can obviously look this stuff up online. It's literally out there. So I want you to know that what happens after this, I'm getting pulled to use this deck. What is this going to do for the you? This is awesome. Spirit's giving you an olive branch, so you're going to have this new sense of calm and comfort and raw material to work with. Your life is going to be a little bit more soothing and calm. There's definitely a new start that's coming in, and I see a lot of love falling around you, and I don't necessarily mean romantic. I mean the soulful appreciation of who you are, and you're going to learn how to be in the present moment. Everything is happening in the present. I want you to actually really enjoy the sense of peace that is going to be coming in. So Spirit's going to tell you how to do that in the dream state, and it's going to also show you what's next, and it's going to ease a lot of your fears. So let me know how that goes. So there's something that you need to strip yourself of, and I do feel like this is it feels like really pathological liar, or this is really cheating energy. Now, I'm not saying that your partner that you've had a few arguments or fights with, I'm not saying the person you have a great relationship, get away from them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's something that you've been hanging on to either internally or in your environment that is not going to help you in the slightest. And this is something that you need to let go of, because living in the coulda, woulda, shouldas, or living in the, constantly living in the past, this is robbing you of the present, and you do stand to lose a lot with it. Also, if somebody has been on again, off again in your life, and if this is somebody who hasn't been changing, you need to understand they're never going to change. There is a major sense of loss that you are dealing with. Now, this could be somebody who either owes you money or who you've invested a lot in. That is going to be, in a sense, lost. There's cutting your losses right now so that you can move on. And this is moving on to the High Priestess mode. Now, this might be you, this might be somebody that you're dealing with. If you're looking at letting go of a past relationship so that you can embrace the High Priestess, that's one thing. If you're letting go of your past identity to a situation so you can embrace your confidence, that is also another thing. But I also want you to know that there is going to be a level of mourning in this, and that's okay. I don't think that anyone really realizes how often we have to mourn something, and that no matter what kind of closure that you are getting in your life, there is a cycle of mourning with it, because that is an ending, and it does in essence feel like a death. It doesn't have to be literal, it can be figurative, but I want you to know that some surprising feelings can be coming up with this, and it's not something that you need to beat yourself up with. So, in embracing the High Priestess, if we are looking at a life situation, what is this going to do for you? You're going to see things at a whole other angle. You're going to have some major enlightenment, and also this is going to lead to a lot more intuitiveness, but also I have this sneaking suspicion that you're not fully unstuck from it. This is going to have to be something that you gradually do. It's going to be something that grows. Please let yourself get excited, because that's going to accelerate it. If this is dealing with letting go of a past relationship so you can embrace a new relationship, what does this mean for the new one? It's definitely going to be mourning, and the new relationship will grow. And no, it will not be codependent, but also this is going to bring up a lot of awareness of how unstable a previous relationship was. I don't think that pure incodependent, lacking codependence. How can I even word that? Okay, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. You are going to mourn that. Your incoming relationship absolutely will grow. It's not going to be codependent. It is you grabbing it and seizing the opportunity. But this is also going to show you how unstable the previous connection was. And this is also going to show you how lacking compassion and nurturing the previous connection was. This is going to show you a whole new world. Very cool. Let me know how it goes. So it's time to be a little bit more disciplined, I see. Sometimes it's cool to let your freak flag fly, but as far as your body goes right now, you got to be more disciplined with yourself. There's something that you do need to detox from. You need to take better care of not only your body, but also your sleep cycle. I feel like you have been dealing with some pretty either heavy chemicals, or there's some sort of issue with a heavy metal. Now, I'm not telling you to freak out, but I am seeing that there's an opportunity for you to do some natural healing. I'm not telling you to stop your medication. I'm not telling you to do anything, dangerous. Obviously, talk with your doctor, talk with your dietitian. I'm not either one of those. I can't give you direction there. But there's something that you need to pay attention to that I think that might be able to be more naturally taken care of, or at least holistically. And I want you to exhaust all resources when it comes to this newfound taking care of yourself. So the detox, I also want you to be very careful about your environment when you are doing this, because There might be something that you are exposing yourself to by your senses. This could be taste, it could be smell, it could be touch, it could be hearing, eyesight, all of the above. There's something that you are very sensitive to that you need to kind of close off contact with your actual physical body. And there's also something that you need to do about your stress levels so that you can actually let your body rest at night. I feel like if you're coming across this, you're sleeping very stiffly. And I feel like there's a big part of not only the upper back, but the back of the head that just feels like it's sore and tense. And I want you to really pay attention to that, see what you can do to take care of that. And yeah, again, the detox. You have to have the inner authority and guard over yourself. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do. I won't tell you what to do, but this is the guidance that's being said. And start paying attention to how things make your body feel. And collaborate also with whoever your provider is. So I hope that that made sense. I don't want you to do anything extreme for yourself. I think that that's probably unnecessary, but discipline is definitely going to be a factor. There are a lot of things about your either your diet or exercise or your environment that need to change that are going to be better off for you. And it's also going to get you out of this incredibly sensitive and oversaturated heart space too. I think that there's a lot that's being taken to heart right now, and this is going to elevate the series. It's going to elevate the freedom and let go of the seriousness is what I mean to say. I hope this made sense, and I hope that you're okay.